Being in a city that is an entertainment hub, one of the best things about being in Las Vegas is the incredible talent that comes to perform here. On April 29th, two-time Grammy Award winner and Songwriters Hall of Fame honoree Jason Mraz will headline Mix 94.1's Spring Fling at the theater at Virgin Hotels Las Vegas. Here to chat all about it with us and his new music today is Jason Mraz. Hi, Jason.
I am fantastic. You got all of that information out in one go.
I know. Can you
Congratulations. You're
believe that? That was
great at
a
your job.
that was a couple sentences, right? We're so excited to have you. So can you tell us what can people expect from a show like this?
I don't even know what to expect from a show like this, and that's no fault of mine or the Spring Fling or any of the artists involved. It's that we can go into it with a set list that looks like it includes songs from my catalog and maybe a couple of new songs. But really what matters is the day, the mood, the tone, the audience, the heckling, the singing along, the harmonies, the dance moves. Like, it's the culmination of artist meets audience. We could do a rehearsed set list to an empty room, but we could also do that rehearsed set list to a thrilled, vivacious audience with a lot of vigor, and it could be a completely different result. So what I like about live concerts is the spontaneity and the you had to be there sort of feeling that comes with live performances.
Love that. Now you are on your 8th studio album. Is that correct? Tell us all about it and what was
That
the inspiration behind it?
Well, the biggest inspiration is life. I've always been in awe and wonder. I live in wonder at why we're here, and I use songwriting as the medium to try to answer those questions and to find comfort, to ease suffering, to find purpose, and to spread some joy. And so this album really looks at life and the time we have, the time we've lived, the time I have left, perhaps. And it's traveling through time and tempo. If you've ever listened to any of my albums, you'll know that optimism is a through line, and I have not given that up. Still as optimistic as ever, that music is our greatest weapon in the war against unhappiness, and that the shows we put on are meant to really counteract any darkness in the world, any shadow, any negativity. A concert's an opportunity to come and shake that out and to stand in harmony with others. So
That is
that's what the 8th
so,
studio is about, and that's what shows are about. Yeah.
I love that. That is so beautiful. You are no stranger to Las Vegas, so tell us about the excitement with performing with other great talents as well for this show, like Dean Lewis.
Yeah, well, I've not actually seen Dean perform live, but that's one of the perks we get as traveling artists. We get to meet great musicians and see how they're presenting in the world, and how they're tapping into audiences' minds, hearts, ears. Every artist has a different sort of angle that they go, and I'm also really interested in how songwriters and artists live. What do you eat? How do you sustain yourself? What are your pre-show warm-ups? Stuff like that. I will say too that this venue used to be called the Joint at Hard Rock Hotels, and that venue is kind of this very specific venue in my life, and it changed my life. Actually, I was traveling the West Coast, playing guitar at random parties, and I was in Vegas seeing Alanis Morissette one night, Billy Joel another night, both at that venue.
Wow.
And it was in those concerts that I met who would become my manager and my agent, the week of April 1st, 1999. And so anytime I get a chance to go back to Vegas, and especially to that room, that venue, that club, even though it has a different name now, I'm always really touched, because I went into that venue a nobody, and I came out of that venue with some connections that would ultimately change my life forever. So I love the room. I love Vegas for the feeling of anything can happen and a life can change. Um, and I'm thrilled to be back to play my songs.
You know, we've got the tour, we've got the show. What else is on the horizon for you?
Roller skating. Uh, if you know,
Love
I
it.
would say working in my garden. I love the garden at springtime, but we're getting ready to hit the road, so unfortunately, the summer's gonna dry up my garden while I'm on the road. But one thing I love to do between shows is roller skate. So if I have a day off, I like to find a roller rink or go hit the streets and just catch a cruise. It used to be skateboarding and it was surfing before that. It was cycling for a while. I just like to keep moving. I like to feel my body in motion. So I think this summer I'm going to be doing a lot of roller skating between shows.
Oh man, roller skating. Anytime I hear roller skating, it brings me back to the roller rinks back in the day. I mean, they're still around, but I remember just
They
doing that
are.
all throughout growing up and having a blast. You know, that was the place where you went with your friends. You either did that or the movie theaters,
Yes,
you know?
exactly. And you know what's crazy is the rinks are still there and it never went away. It's we who went away.
So true.
So
So true.
the thing I've discovered about skating is skating's like, welcome back. What took you so long to come back? It's so fun. It takes you right back to your youth.
Oh yeah, I love that, especially when you hear all the old music classics that you loved when you were growing up and doing it, right?
That's right. That's right. But honestly, you have to go for those adult nights to get the old music
That's
because
true.
modern skating is filled with new music, and that's great too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, Jason, it was great having you on the show today, learning about your album, learning about your show that's coming up. We're so excited to have you here in Vegas. For more information on the show and to get your tickets, visit the site on the screen, or you can connect with the theater on Facebook and Twitter at VHLV Theater.